So the seventh team that I will be previewing for the 2026 IPL season is the Lucknow Super Giants, and obviously LSG Pant came in to their side and became the captain, and he didn't have a good season. 27 crores, the highest amount that has ever been paid for any player in the entire IPL in the auction anywhere. I mean, overall as well, there's been no player that's been retained for that amount as well. So it was crazy money. People said it's not justifiable or he won't be as good as what 27 crores should buy you. But I think I feel like with that buy, they kind of told that they wanted a superstar more than what that player really brought. They wanted a big name player in that team. KL Rahul was the player for them before that, but obviously because of the results, the fallout with the management, I mean we don't know exactly, but obvious thing है कि it बन नहीं रही थी obviously Goenka Rahul whatever happened with all of that. I think it was obvious that they had to they had to, he was definitely going to leave. तो किसी और को लाके रिप्लेस करना था जो एक ऐसा बड़ा सुपरस्टार सा प्लेयर होगा एंड दैट दे डिड विद पंत बट ही डिड नॉट प्ले and live up to any expectations set. He had a very underwhelming IPL throughout, except for the 100 in the last game of the league stage against RCB, where I think that was his best knock in the entire IPL. And उसके आजू बाजू में बाकी कुछ था ही नहीं. He got a 50 I think in CSK, but that was not a very convincing knock. It was quite a, I mean, he struggled to score. He managed to survive, that's it, and he ended up getting runs, but it was not a very, say, fluent punt peak prime inning that you see. The last game against RCB, that was a good inning. It didn't end up in a winning cause. Obviously, Jitesh ka inning tha wo, जिसमें RCB won that game. But yeah, so that was their big signing. Uh, their major strength was that they had a strong top order. Uh, in terms of performances, I'm saying going into the tournament, I did not expect, like I said, Ki Marsh playing 14 games was not something people would have expected. I think he missed one game, and that was because of personal reasons, not even like an injury or something. Markram had a phenomenal IPL, his best yet. Pooran proving why he is one of the best players in T20 cricket with the way he was batting. At the start of the tournament, he was extremely good. Somewhere in the middle, he kind of fell off, and since that happened, he like when he started to not come off well, they started to struggle more, and I think ended up finishing seventh. Uh, I think that was their strength. Weaknesses जो थे वो उन्होंने थोड़ा I think इस ऑक्शन में जाके उन्होंने थोड़ा कवर अप करने की कोशिश की है. Trying to buy some मतलब obviously Shami का trade था. Shami came into the team. They got in the auction they got Hasaranga, they got Anrich Nortje, so they tried to cover the bowling that was kind of weak last year. The only thing again, like I said, about them is that that's been their strategy. They've had say all their foreigners in that batting slot and then bowling में आप Indian core को खिलाओ. It's not worked so well. They qualified 2 seasons on the trot in their first 2 seasons, but उसके बाद it's not been good for them. I think अभी they've tried to improve that. शमी का एक्सपीरियंस ऑब्वियसली आएगा, बट अगर आप देखते हो तो पूरी जो बॉलिंग अटैक है जिसमें बहुत बॉलर्स है, बहुत फास्ट बॉलर्स है, वो सब इंजरी प्रोन है. सबके सब अगर आप जाके देखते हो तो दे आर ऑल इंजरी प्रोन. So that is a concern. If you look at their buys, apart from the bowlers that I said, they went and got Naman Tiwari as well, another fast bowling option. Akshat Raghuvanshi, a middle order player for 2.2 crores. Mukul Choudhary is a wicket keeper for 2.6 crores. I think that's a kind of a punt backup. And Josh Inglis was the big buy for 8.6 crores. Now, I talked about this in the Punjab video, the entire controversy about Inglis that he said he'll play 4 games, and that's why Punjab released him. LSG went in and said, you know what, we're going to spend 8.6 crores. It is what it is. Like, we'll go all out and get him in because not necessarily like they need him right now. They've got a solid top three: Marsh, Markram, Pooran, and I don't think they can play all four and play English also because फिर bowling में थोड़ा weakness आता है without a foreign fast bowler like Hasaranga or Nortje. So I think that, but I think they've tried to go for the future कि English अगले साल भी खेलेगा और उसके बाद मेगा ऑप्शन है. So I think for that reason they've probably said कि they had the money and they could afford to. That's why go and get him for whatever the price went, and they did that. So that's a good inclusion. Punjab's lost, like I said, but he's now said that he's going to play more than 4 games. The problem becomes that where is he going to play? बिकॉज तीन आपके जो लास्ट ईयर वर्क किए वो तीन तो आप स्टार्ट करोगे ही. I think English is not going to be playing the start, so I think it will depend on how these three fare. If there is somewhere that they need, a replacement, I think English will come in. But if these three do well, like the way they were doing well last year, I don't think that they need, Josh English to be in that 11 right now. Uh, if I look at their best 12, it's quite this, similar to last year. Uh, Obviously, Marsh, Markram opening, Pooran at 3, Pant at 4. You play Ayush Badoni and Abdul Samad 5-6 middle order kind of over there. Number 8 pe I've put Hasaranga in. He is my fourth foreign pick. A lot of people might say Nokia, but I think they've got the Indian fast bowlers depth that they need to just make use of, because I mean obviously they've invested highly in those Indian fast bowlers that they don't really need Nokia. His experience adds to the team that he might come in if needed. Because Hasaranga का पता नहीं, Hasaranga भी injury prone है. For a spinner, he is very much injury prone. And like he should not be there that much, because इतने spinners को इतनी injuries don't happen, but he's always kind of here and there missing matches because of injury. So that is obviously there. So Hasaranga is one that I'm starting with because he brings some batting depth also at 7. Shahbaz को खिला सकते हैं as a third spinner at 8, another batting option which gives them that extra batter at 8. अदरवाइज फिर आप बॉलिंग के पास ही जाते हो, तो नंबर 8 आई हैव केप्ट फॉर नाउ. 9 से अगर आप देखते हो तो दिग्वेश है, शमी है, आवेश खान एंड मयंक यादव. उसमें दिग्वेश वाज देयर ब्रेकआउट प्लेयर लास्ट ईयर, इंडियन स्पिनर, ही इज अग्रेसिव, दैट सेलिब्रेशन जो साइन ऑफ करता है, ऑल दैट. I they'll hope that those numbers come again. He has he has a uh, Sunil Narayan type of an action which kind of does fox the batter, and you can't really read him as well as quickly with that action, and I think that works in his favor. So I think Digvesh has to have a good season like he did last year. Bishnoi was their other spinner who everybody expected to be the starting spinner. He was playing alongside Digvesh, and then he kind of lost his spot, and they've released him. So I think Digvesh is now the main spinner in the team, like he was at the end of the last year's tournament as well. But Abhi Digvesh is the focus in terms of spin department. Hasaranga hai uske साथ, which brings that experience. And if they want, like I said, at 8 they can play Shahbaz, who can left-handed batter as well, who adds to the team. So I think that is the spin department. अगर शाहबाज को नहीं खिलाना है तो एक फास्ट बॉलर खिला सकते हैं एक्स्ट्रा, someone like a Mohsin Khan और प्रिंस यादव बोलो. They've got depth. Akash Singh है, और spinner शाहबाज के अलावा they've got M Siddharth as well. So they have options. Arjun Tendulkar को लाया है, तो I don't know for what they've got him. They already have so much bowling, so I don't know. But I think these are the options that they carry in that. One player that has to, at this point, come back, he hasn't played enough cricket because of injuries, is Mayank Yadav, who they invested heavily in the mega auction with 11 crores. Because one season when he came in last to last year and he played 2-3 games, he got the first two games that he's played in the IPL are man of the match. Uske baad he played, he missed out, he came back and played, and I think after that he's just been injured. He's missed the entire tournament, so they would want him to come back and bowl the way he bowled when he started off. It's been a long time since that. It'll be a long time when he plays. A couple of years back, that will be when this IPL starts. So obviously that will be a difference maker. So he has to have a good IPL. Like I said, there is depth. There are players in that team who can sort of cover, but Mayank Yadav is a player that they've invested heavily in. So it has to come well for them this year. शमी को लाया है एसआरएच से. एक्सपीरियंस बहुत है ऑब्वियसली, बट क्रिकेट भी अभी डोमेस्टिक खेल रहे हैं इंडिया की टीम से. अक्रॉस फॉर्मेट्स he's been dropped. There's been controversies. He's been saying that he hasn't been communicated well, and people say that in some interviews the selectors have said everyone who's whatever we picked and not picked, we've communicated it properly. But Shami comes back and says that I was not communicated about this. So there is obviously that little controversy around the situation, but he has to have a good IPL to sort of if he really aims at getting back into the Indian side, which looks kind of difficult now. India are looking towards the next generation, but if Shami can have a big season, not just for himself, for India, but LSG also obviously, कि उनको बहुत वो जरूरी है, क्योंकि he's been brought in for that purpose, to bring that experience in that bowling attack. Because last year भी fast bowling depth बहुत थी, but उसमें experience कम था. I think they were playing Thakur, who's been traded to Mumbai now, but I think Shami comes in and brings that experience. He has to be that 4 over bank. Mayank Yadav bowls better in the middle overs. I think that is what the role will be this year as well, hoping that he plays. And then Avesh Khan को आप ज़्यादा डेथ में दे सकते हैं, and Shami bowls up front. So I think it's a toss up between whether they want to play Shahbaz or they want to play or they want to play, someone like Mohsin Khan, which is one option. The other would be play Shahbaz at 7, don't play Hasaranga, and you play Anrich Nortje. So you bring that him as the fourth fast bowler. You obviously have Shahbaz ka thoda spin, and the main bowling spin will be of Digvesh Rathi. Markram bhi dal sakta hai. So I think they have got options to play over there. टॉप टॉप सिक्स की अगर आप बात करते हो तो आई थिंक बदोनी और समद के लिए उन्होंने एक बैकअप में देव गॉट आई थिंक समवन लाइक अक्षत रघुवंशी या मुकुल चौधरी में से किसी को अगर इनका नहीं हुआ तो दे कैन प्ले. हिम्मत सिंह ऑल्सो प्लेड फॉर देम वन और टू गेम्स सो दैट इज वन मोर प्लेयर दैट दे हैव. बैटिंग में अगर आप बैकअप देखते हो टॉक्ट अबाउट इंग्लिश दे आल्सो हैव ब्रेट्सकी फ्रॉम साउथ अफ्रीका हु डिड रियली वेल अगेंस्ट इंडिया इन द ओडीआई सीरीज. So he's one option. It completely backup I'm speaking. And apart from this, like I said, look if I tell you the entire fast bowling attack that they have, it is obviously Shami, Avesh Khan, Mayank Yadav, Mohsin Khan, Anrich Nortje, Prince Yadav, Akash Singh, Naman Tiwari is one. There is obviously Arjun Tendulkar. So these many options they have, and even Arshin Kulkarni bowls pace. So I think they have a lot of options in the pace department. It comes down to who are the 3-4 players that click and do well. For me, these are the starting ones, important ones, because they have that role clarity. I think Shami up with the new ball, he can be dangerous if he gets his old form back. So he has to do well there. Mayank Yadav in the middle overs and then play Avesh Khan at the death because Avesh Khan was bowling quite well for them last year. So this is what I feel. The strengths of this team, basically, what you can see that is good for them is that the top order is extremely firepower. Marsh has been in great form when he's played for Australia. When he's played in the Big Bash, he's been extremely good. पेसर में बहुत ऑप्शन है, बहुत डेप्थ है आपके पास. कोई जरूरत पड़ी तो प्रिंस यादव ने भी लास्ट ईयर थोड़े मैचेस खेले थे एंड ही बोल्ड वेल. ही बोल्ड इन द डेप्थ, he bowled well. So I think they have got that extra options with the in the pace department. And batting depth भी बहुत है. I think, like I said, Inglis is someone whenever he comes, he'll add so much to this team. They have obviously the option of Breetzke बोलो या मैंने जो नाम लिए, they have backups there. I think this team has those backups in batting and bowling, so they've tried to cover that well. Uh, these basically are their strengths, and I think they have to make sure that. I mean, अभी तक अगर आपने एक और चीज मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ कि उन्होंने जो लास्ट ईयर ट्राई किया था was to just play 5 bowlers, and they would play 5 bowlers and all 5 would bowl 4 overs, and then they would go with 7 batters and then 5 bowlers. So I think वो एक चीज है कि वो अभी will we see that again? Because कैसे होता है कि अगर आपकी टॉप सिक्स बहुत अच्छी है फिर भी एक नंबर 7 जो है वो थोड़ा सा वीक लग रहा है क्योंकि शाहबाज को खिलाओगे, वनिंदु हसरंगा को खिलाओगे, किसको भी खिलाओगे तो भी इवन इफ योर सिक्स इज गुड देयर आर डेज व्हेन यू नीड दैट 7-8 से थोड़े रन्स. तो आई थिंक फॉर दैट आई फील इट्स अ लिटिल वीक. तो I don't know what their strategy is going to be, whether they want just 5 bowlers or they would like to have a couple of all-rounders with 4 bowlers and add to their batting as well. Batting अच्छी है. They have to, bank on Marsh having another good season. Markram for South Africa hasn't been that good, uh, but like I said, he got 100 against India and then pushed himself down to number 5. This was ODI, but so it's not like he's struggling in terms of runs. उतने runs T20 में नहीं बने, but I think Markram is obviously the experience that he brings. He's a off spin thoda डाल जो that he bowls, and the way he had played last year, if they can continue that at the top of the order, they have a sensational opening pair with Pooran coming at 3. And Pooran, if you saw him last year, it was like he just knew how to hit sixes at will, and he was just hitting them for fun. So I think that Pooran they need again, but his form has been a weakness. He has completely struggled. If you've seen wherever in the entire world, all leagues he's been playing, he's not done well. So that is one major weakness, is whether Pooran's form will return or not. अगर तुम जैसे पिचेस देखे हैं लास्ट ईयर वैसे देखोगे तो शायद से आ जाएगा क्योंकि फ्लैट पिचेस पे तो रन बना ही लेंगे कोई ना कोई. ऑब्वियसली एवरीबडी विल मेक रन्स व्हेन इट्स फ्लैट पिचेस. शुभमन गिल अगर 700 रन बना रहा है T20 में तो ऑब्वियसली पूरन के लिए तो मुश्किल नहीं है. सो आई थिंक they've got a very strong top three. Pant at 4. Pant has to come back and do well. He got injured right now and he's missed the ODI series against New Zealand. Obviously he was not going to be in the 11, but he was a part of the squad. But now Jurel has been brought in because he got injured. Series खत्म हो चुकी है, मैं ऐसे ही बोल रहा हूँ. And then I think that top four with some Indian batting of Samad and Ayush Badoni, I think it looks like a good batting lineup. I think that is their strength. Weaknesses की अगर मैं बोलूँ तो I think pace attack पूरा injury prone है. तुम अगर देखते हो तो Shami has been troubled with injuries. Anrich Nortje तो 12 में से 8 महीने हॉस्पिटल में होते हैं. Mayank Yadav 12 में से 12 महीने ऑलमोस्ट हॉस्पिटल में होते हैं. Mohsin Khan 12 out of 12 months. I feel like these players are always injured. Mohsin Khan is always injured. Avesh Khan is injury prone. So जो आपके मेन फास्ट बॉलिंग अटैक जो है उसमें से बहुत प्लेयर्स इंजर्ड रहते हैं एंड ऑलवेज रिकवरिंग गोइंग इन कमिंग आउट. सो आप किसी भी बॉलर पे ऐसे बैंक नहीं कर सकते कि ये बंदा 14 गेम्स खेलेगा ही. And if your main bowlers are all injury prone, even if you have the depth, it's not very ideal because कोई ना कोई आके खेल पा रहा है because इतने players हैं. But there is no like structure that yahi players khel rahe hain. And if you have to play a big tournament, obviously rotation is something that happens, that is important, but sticking to the players that are doing well is one thing. And अगर आप बहुत changes कर रहे हो तो settle जो team होनी चाहिए वो नहीं होती है. And that I feel is a major weakness. एक Nokia is a quality bowler, but I feel like they missed out on one, ऐसे some quality fast bowler, foreign fast bowler that could have added a lot of strength to this team. Because Indian spinner में आप अगर बोलते तो Digvesh है, you can get some spin from Shahbaz Ahmed, and you also have obviously Markram का spin. तो आपको हसरंगा की जगह फिर आप एक foreign fast bowler को खिला पाते या फिर एक foreign all fast bowling all rounder who can bat a little at it. तो ऐसा एक player I think might be something that could have done worked well for them, but they haven't done that. अगर 2-3 ओवर भी डाल ले और 7-8 पे बैटिंग कर ले, ऐसा एक प्लेयर आई थिंक दे वुड हैव लाइक which is missing. Fast bowling all rounder है ही नहीं, so that is one weakness that I feel is there. I mean Arjun Tendulkar है, so yeah, like I said नहीं है कोई. फिनिशर में एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है. आई थिंक टॉप 4 बहुत स्ट्रांग है, बट अगर आप नीचे देखते हैं तो फिर there is a lot of problems there because uh, there is Badoni and Samad. Miller was playing for them, but अभी Miller को release किया है तो there is a little inexperience there कि कौन सा player आपके लिए Samad has that capability ability है, but who is going to be coming in for you, every game, and you can bank on him as your main finisher. I think they would have liked one player, like I said, एक ऐसे fast bowling number 7, number 8 player they would have liked. Indian हो foreign हो, I think Indian कोई ज्यादा है नहीं. Foreigner कोई अगर मिलता तो I think that would have worked well for them. So that is one weakness. And I think overall this team is like last year only. They've tried to address. I mean every team has done this. Tried to address कि जो थोड़ा जो फास्ट बॉलिंग में इनएक्सपीरियंस था तो शमी को लाया. एक अच्छा बैकअप इन इंग्लिश जो लाया. He's was such an important player for Punjab last year, and he's coming in as a backup. Obviously he's not going to play the entire tournament, but it's a good backup to have. Whenever he will be there, he can come in and give probably some rest to some players. So I think उन्होंने वो किया है. Mayank Yadav का return is very, I think I'm looking forward to how he will bowl. And if he does well, if Shami does well, then their bowling attack looks better than if it would if these people are not firing. So I think uh, over and all, I think quite a decent team. Again, like I said, it seems a little bit like Delhi के बारे में मैंने जैसे बात की कि ऐसे mid table team ही लगती है. Not saying that they don't have the ability to qualify, but I just think कि कैसे वो actual में performances अगर आप देखते हो तो individually बहुत आते हैं, but as a team winning उनमें थोड़ा मतलब you'll see Marsh scoring 50-60, Markram भी scores, Pooran scores, but मैच कितने जीतते हैं वो like I said last year इतना नहीं लगा. तो I think it looks like a team that is again capable of getting there, but it's not as good as the teams that are at the top. So I feel like in terms of the squad, they're not the best, is what I feel. So yeah, that's what I feel about LSG, and I'll do KKR.